So here we go. Recording. All right. This is Fonz with Evangels MC, bringing you a word for today. I know a lot of you little mustard seeds out there are sleeping. It's 1:35 in the morning, and I'm just chilling. you know, I'm thinking it's about time to go another night. Just nonstop, just keep chugging along. I'm feeling good. It's been a few hours already, but we rising up. We rising up, and we're believing. We're walking in the faith and standing on the rock. And it's about to get real serious here, people. There's a time where we will walk around and we know that I just gotta stretch. It's like there's the time when things start to get serious, and we need to start getting serious about fighting those things that are trying to take us out. And I'm not talking about fighting in the flesh. I'm talking about fighting in the spirit. And a lot of people, I understand. You're not going to understand what I'm talking about. You're going to say that this is just crazy. It's witchcraft. Whatever it is that you think. It's la. It's whatever it is that you think. What you're thinking is wrong. And so I'm not going to fight with anybody about that anymore, right? Because the fight is not mine. The fight's not mine. I have to give that up to the Lord. And it's time that we start to reflect as people, sons and daughters, kings and queens. Every single one of us has a talent. Every single one of us has been given a talent. And so we've gotten to a point where we've gotten so hard-hearted. And it's biblical. But just like anything, it's time that the disciples rise up. Those of you that have been called to do the works in the way that you were called to do it. Everybody has talents. Morning. And they're and people will come in. People come in to work out at this hour. Why? Right now what's happening is real. Obviously, right? It's happening. It's kind of retarded to think that it's not real. That it's created or not created, conspiracy theories, whatever it is that you guys want to think. Point is, people are getting jacked up. They're dying. It's not being insensitive to the fact that people are actually mourning because their family member died of whatever the disease, COVID-19, cancer. COVID-19 has the spotlight right now. It has the spotlight because it just came into the scene out of nowhere. Little ninja bastard just came into the scene out of nowhere and just decided to just wipe everybody out, man. And it's not funny. It really isn't. But that's what this little ninja was trying to do. And that's what it's doing. It's trying to wipe us all out. And we're sitting here bickering. We're sitting here bickering and fighting with each other. Doctor this, doctor that, wearing masks, not wearing masks. But when are we going to get serious as a community? See, I can't talk about San Diego today. I mean, I can, but I'm not in San Diego anymore. I'm not in Mexico anymore. I'm not wherever I was at before I got here. I'm not in any of those places. So I don't know what the atmosphere is like. I don't know what they're dealing with in the community on a one-to-one level. And I'm serving the community of Barstow right now. We have 20-some thousand plus people, something like that. Don't quote me because it's been forever since I've checked. And instead of looking at things with fear, we should all, every single one of us, should stop. Just stop. I understand. Everybody's right. And no one is given anybody any opportunity to be right. Because everybody is wrong at the same time. And we have an opportunity right now that things are happening the way they have. If we really cared as a community, and I'm telling you this, I'm guilty of this too, because I was thinking inwardly, not outwardly, and I was starting to get caught up into the hype of things. I was getting caught up into the nonsense. Now, nonsense doesn't serve anybody. And if we just practiced the quicker to listen verse, slower to speak, and pay attention, we have an opportunity right now. You know, the way that it's been put to me in the vision that I've seen is not that I'm a vision, whatever those people call themselves. This is what I'm saying. What I see it so clearly, and it's all of us dropping the nonsense. Stop. Just stop. And let's together look for the solutions that we need, because winter is right around the corner. And with everything that's been sold, everything the way it's been sold, the seeds that have been planted, and see, everybody was so busy fighting that here we are coming into the time where if you were getting ready, wonderful. But if you weren't, like the Bible talks about, they were marrying and they were doing all these things when the flood came. See, we're not looking at a flood like that. We're looking at a flood of sickness. That's the truth. There is no stopping this thing. We don't even have a vaccine for this thing. And we're fighting amongst each other, and we're we're not trying to find the why behind the whole thing. What can we do as a community? What can we do as business owners? What can we do as employees? What can we do as people? What can we do? What can we do? What do we need to do? We know that a complete lockdown is going to drive everybody nuts. It's going to drive everybody nuts. And I talk to people, and I talked to a gentleman earlier today, and if he goes home and quarantines, he'll die from that before he dies from the COVID disease. 100%. And he'll testify and give testimony to what I'm talking about. Because I'm not lying. This gentleman has half a foot. This gentleman, and I'm going to put him on. I'm going to put him on. And so stay tuned to that. He's going to give a testimony, a real life testimony. His liver's bad. He's on dialysis for over 5 years now, just fighting to survive. And a list of other things that I can't remember off the top of my head. And we're here together working out in the gym. No masks. Social distancing. We're sanitizing. We're doing these things inside the gym. And we're being told that we can't do this. Yet, it goes back to that authoritarian mindset. That's that Anglo-Saxon mindset. This is my territory. This is how I'm going to do things, right? And we got to talk about this, the truth. It's our cultures are jacked up. Doesn't matter what culture you're from. All cultures are just as equally jacked up. All cultures. He destroyed all of us. And if we wanted to truly find an answer, we would do things. We would think outside the box, like, well, why don't we test everybody in the community here? Why don't we get people to come on out and, our community hospital people, or whoever these people are that do the tests. I mean, I don't know. I don't have all the answers, but the vision that I'm saying is that why can't we do a survey, of people that are coming in. People come into this gym and they come into the next gym and the next gym. Okay, well, do a survey of those people. Can we track those people for the next 2-3 weeks? And stop being all wishy-washy about tracking. The whole thing is that we got to stop with all that. Willing participants, people that are willing to be a part of trying to figure this thing out. That's what it's coming down to. And finding out what's the difference between the group of people that are coming in here and the group of people that are getting sick out there. That would be the study. Because people coming out of here are dealing with the same things that people are dealing with out there. But yet they come in here and they feel better. We're not a hospital. You're supposed to go to a hospital to feel better, they say. But see, if we just spend a little bit of time thinking, is it really effective to have fast food open, serving with masks, knowing that, it's really difficult to not contaminate food. It's super difficult. It's super difficult to not contaminate food. And so then, what's worth it? And what kind of results are we getting from people if our numbers are rising? Right? I mean, if our numbers are rising and we're being told that the numbers are rising, okay, why? Like, don't you really want to know why? Like, are we going to, it makes no sense to me that we spend so much time wasting on all this other nonsense. And it's just nonsense. Instead of trying to figure out how we can spend our time wisely while we're still here, because we don't know who's next, and say, you know what? All right, well, I don't want to be next. At least, have that mentality. So what? That's not the most best mentality you can have, but hey, whatever. You know, at least you're thinking a little bit. And the whole thing is that have we done this? Have we spent the 2 months that we were down, we had so much stuff going on. I mean, I understand. So we didn't really know what's up. We did the best we could because we got cracked upside our head with something that nobody knew how to deal with, right? We thought we thought we were exempt from these sorts of things, and then all of a sudden it's here, and it doesn't matter how badass we are. Everybody got jacked up. You know what I mean? So yeah, it ruffled everybody's feathers. And so that's kind of a wake up call, right? That's what we get. It's a wake up call. We got what is it? What do they say? Gut punched. We're sitting out there messing around, giving our backs to God, talking about there ain't no God, getting all weird, getting all crazy, and that's what it is. I mean, it's just getting all weird and crazy, and I understand. I understand that there's places that are insane. I was talking to another couple earlier today. I walk some of these churches, and it's silly. It's silly what's happening in these churches. It's and it's like, how do we expect anybody to take our Father serious, right? We're trying to, and this is what I'm talking to. This is talking to a specific group of people. How are we going to have people take us seriously about a Father and an only begotten Son named Jesus when we're sitting there acting silly in church? We're going all crazy, shaking our heads. We're doing all these just dumb, retarded things. It's stupid. It's retarded. And then, get offended because it's retarded, but it's biblical. It's like the Apostle Paul talked about it all up in Romans. And it's like, we're sitting here worried about all these things, right? How many tongues you can talk in? You're not, blah. You're not blessed if you haven't. We're worried about all this stupid nonsense. I reached out to a place the other day. They're talking about they were having an issue with getting food moved and things like that. So I legitimately, reached out. I said, hey, y'all need some help, right? Instead of having this competitive mindset, right? Or whatever it is. Bottom line is, if someone's if I'm and this is, and it gets I get so frustrated. I get so frustrated. I gotta vent that piece out. It's just like, it's amazing. It's just amazing. It's just so retarded. We get so freaking retarded. We get so stupid with ourselves, and it's like, blah blah blah, and then blah 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 blah, and it's like it just never ends, right? It just never ends. And the thing is that if that never ends, we're about to all be ended. I mean, it's like, geez, man, can't we just all get along? It's a late night. I mean, it's 2:00 in the morning. You know what I mean? And the thing is that this is what we've been called to do. You want to listen? I hope. I mean, this is a message of hope, if ever a message of hope. It's like, because I'm hoping, you know what I mean? I'm hoping y'all retardos, figure this out. We got to stop this nonsense. It's just retarded. We all just as retarded, yo. We all tripping on something. I walk into a church, I'm tripping, and the church is tripping too. It's like, you know what I mean? I walk into a place of business, the business is tripping, well, you tripping too, right? And so we're at a time right now where we need to get together. We really need to stop. We really need to stop. I don't know how many times I got to say it. It's like I'm stuttering. You got to stop, 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 right? It's like whoa, whoa, hey ho, Silver, whoa, Silver, whoa. Everybody's quick to fight. Everyone's quick to panic. Everybody's quick to. It's like, nah, man. Look, again. So let the church gather. I'm saying, I'm just saying, if the church wants to gather, right? There's some churches that don't want to gather, but this is what I'm saying. Why not those that are willing to put their faith on the line? If they're willing to put their faith on the line, why wouldn't we allow them to do that so we can all see the demonstration of either truth? What are we afraid of? Because there's only two things that are going to happen. And if those people truly walk in victory, we're going to see the victory. The Lord never lets us down. Never. Us. Not just me. Us. All. Every single one of us. No matter how retarded we are. It's just waiting on us to wake up. It's like, what are you doing? I understand we got to be competitive. Well, I understand. We got to be competitive. I mean, I get it. It's I understand. Let's be competitive. Not to the point where I'm killing y'all. You're killing me. Y'all worried about the mask, and it's like you're worried about the mask and that killing, you or not being responsible. What about the total responsibility, the full responsibility that we have to those people that are around us? And listen, what more responsibility than you have than you? I mean, if you're not the most valuable thing in the face of the earth, when you're valuing things around you, then we need to have a talk. You know what I mean? Because I'm just hoping, man. I'm just hoping. I still got hope for us all. I really do. I got hope for all of us. I know we can pull out of it. We can pull out of it. And it's like, there's people that want the revelation to happen. It's like, no, you don't. It's like, no, you don't. And that's not what we're supposed to be seeking. We're not supposed to be looking for that. We're not supposed to be focused on that. We're not supposed to be focused on that. We're supposed to be focused on the kingdom of heaven at hand, in our heart. We can only point to the cross and give clues. It's like, we got to get our heads together, and it's like, well, if this doesn't work, then okay. So if people are gonna die, why are we dying in vain? If people are dying, why are we dying in vain? Let us all together fight so we can stick around. You know what I mean? It's just as simple as that. I'm not about wearing masks. I'm not. I don't care for them. But you know what? Honestly, the truth is, it's like one of those things. You got to, and you'll have videos of me. There's videos of me talking about it. Oh, I'm hollering, screaming, and hollering, getting crazy about mask wearing, and I try to walk into establishments, and they're like, no, get out. I mean, I'm thinking they're crazy. They're thinking I'm crazy. I know. People talking about I'm a murderer because I'm not wearing a mask. I mean, I get it. I understand. And so it wasn't that long ago that I was like, I have rights and all this other stuff, right? And it's like we do. We do. And because we have rights, you know, we should look at the moral law and the just law and grace. And if you don't know what grace is, then just law and just moral law. Moral law is pretty much universal, no matter where you go. And analyze what it is that you're doing around you, and say it's like like me. I mean, it's like, all right, well, I got a couple of masks now. You know, I mean, I can't even believe I'm saying that. But I got a couple of masks, and I'm not wearing them. Um, I'm not wearing them for any reason. I'm not wearing them for no any other reason than I just don't want to fight with you. Because most of you don't know what you're talking about. Most of you don't. You don't know what you're talking about. But because you're not willing to listen, then I'm going to, out of respect, to show you that you can respect another person and their views, I'm going to put on a mask. Because I can understand your point of view. And all that the Lord asks is that you understand His point of view. Not my point of view, His point of view. But you can't get to that point of view by acting the way you're acting and not seeking that salvation. If you don't seek it, if you don't want to repent from the things that are happening around you right now, whatever it is that you're doing, I've had to repent repeatedly because I find myself walking again in La La Land at times, separated, and it's only because I go on cruise control. And that's not right. I get comfortable in the kingdom, and because I get comfortable in the kingdom, I lack in stewardship, because I'm supposed to be preaching the word to everybody that I get the opportunity to preach to. I'm supposed to be talking to people and showing them the grace of the Father, our God, the energy behind it, the happiness that we live in, even though we're amongst them in the same thing that they're dealing with. We are no different in that area when it comes to the flesh. But we know the rock that we stand on, the Jesus that we've been encountered with, who is the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. We know this man. And because we stand on the rock, we come at you with the information that we have out of all of respect, but we want to live. We want to live. And so because we want to live, we will go to any extreme, says the Father. To any extreme. The Father is the creator of all things. We cannot imagine or think, except for see the magnificence of his creation. And yet we still, seeing it, cannot believe it. It's time that we get back right. All of us. Whatever it is that you got to do, whatever it takes. Don't even engage people in raunchy conversations. I have people right now in my family. I have, my ex-wife and the dude that she's with. I'm talking real talk right now. Sending me all kinds of craziness, just craziness. And I want to respond in the flesh. I really do. I just want to respond in the flesh. But I say no. I say no. I say, you know what? I even said to the demon, like, you know what, you win, bro. No, they don't. They don't win. They don't win. We don't respond the same way that we're being treated. The Lord talks about how easy it is to respond in a loving way to those that love you back. But what about when we have friction? I understand you're not a Trump supporter. I understand you're not a Biden supporter. I understand you're being called demons in the Democratic Party. I understand you're being called snakes and crooks and whatever else. I understand. I understand all of it. That doesn't unite us. Those things don't unite us. Be competitive. Be clean. Be competitive. Be about it. If we're going to be competitive, let's not be competitive in dirtiness. Let's compete. Let's be competitive in righteousness. You know what? President Trump, I don't respect everything that you're doing. I don't like the way things are happening and blah, 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 blah. But you know what? I'm gonna do these things because I can see that makes sense. Biden was making sense the other day. But the thing is that we're so busy fighting. And I'm not talking about just politics. This is what's being thrown in our faces all day, every day. What else can we really talk about? There's so much more, yes, but right now we're a captured audience. Captured. We've been captured in this mess. And so I'm at 32 minutes. I don't want to go into the hour. I can easily do that. I want to do this in segments, but more than anything, talk to me. Send me a message. Subscribe to our channel. Is it Evangels MC or Alf Evangels MC or Evangels MC? And so you can like us on Facebook or whatnot, and give me some feedback. I want to know what you're thinking. I want to know. I mean, what do you think about it? Am I right? Am I misinterpreting the scripture? Is the scripture not sharp enough? What are you feeling? What's going on in your mind, right? Because I'm not afraid to listen. I'm not afraid to listen to your side of the story, because your side of the story is just as valuable as the other side of the story. Both stories tell the story, and each story is going to be told in the version of what the person was dealing with and under the perspective of whatever that person was living. So if that person was a perspective of, racism, all the stuff, believing all these things, right? And just focusing on the things, those kind of things, then that's the kind of person that you can detect, right? And I'm exhausted at this point. I've lost my train of thought. It's 2:00. We'll continue this. Just what those questions are, and give me some feedback. Let me know what you're thinking, and I'd like to start a dialogue with whoever wants some. Legit, let's legitimately talk, and I'll listen. And we'll give you the time on the platform, and we'll surely share it. because we need to share our thoughts with the country. We need to share our thoughts with our community. And we need to be able to share our thoughts, regardless of whatever our belief system is. We need to be able to share our thoughts, because in those thoughts is going to be a diamond or a golden nugget of information that we need to survive and help our communities stay around for a little longer, So let's try to focus on those things. Let's try to see what we can do as a team, as one nation under God, right? With that, I'm out. Thank you for listening, and looking forward to having another session here pretty soon. Probably later on today. It's 2:00. I'm going to try to finish up here. We have a K Street Park tonight, or to this morning at 8. So don't be late. Come on, let's go. And so we'll see y'all then. For whoever wants to come out, and then we'll see how the day goes. If I'm ready to crash, I'll just crash and do another video as soon as I wake back up. I'm doing 2-hour sleep sessions right now, so I'm like, it's really painful right around now because I'm usually sleeping, and so right now it's like, this is rough, and so but I'm gonna keep pushing along. I used to do 2-3 nights, not on no damn meth or nothing crazy. I just, there's so much to do. And when you're driven, it doesn't matter. You sacrifice, you move, you get things done. And things need to get done regardless of no matter whatever it is that you're thinking. We need to get this stuff done because, death is trying to get us. Death is creeping in the back window, and we're allowing it to come in. All right, with that, I'm out.